I'm Captain Mint Salad, and I saw Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. That's the first one, by the way. Came out in 2003. My exposure to this franchise is I saw the fourth movie in theaters, and that was about it. So I'm very excited to watch this movie. So, oh man, I've heard so much about this. Also, Johnny Depp is the lead in this. Hashtag Johnny Depp for Iron Man. I think he'd be really good for Iron Man. Alright. Movie starts with a lot of spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, it's been almost 20 years, so go watch it. You got it. It's a classic. It's basically like a star of the franchise era of movies, in my opinion, because wow, it was big. Alright, so the movie starts. We get to meet it's like a Navy ship. You meet a girl. She's on a ship. She's royal blood. She's like, okay, I'm on this ship. I'm very fascinated with pirate stuff. And the governor, he's like, yo, which is the dad, by the way. Her dad. Yo, you shouldn't, no. Pirates bad. You should not become a pirate. So, she's like, alright, I'm gonna look yonder being off the ship, and she sees a boy floating on some wreckage, and she's like, yo, there's a boy! Oh boy! That's pretty great! Hey look, go rescue him! They rescue him. She notices, she's tasked to tend to him, because the dad wants to get her out of the way. So she notices a medallion that's like, oh, you're a pirate. Oh boy. So she takes it, steals it, so the boy doesn't get killed. And it's honestly pretty great. Good match cut. She falls asleep, wakes up as an adult. And also the medallion is in the dresser. So that was very good. And then we get to see her circumstance. She's a little older. She's prime for marriage. She's going to marry this guard. I mean, not so much a guard as he's really high position power. And you got the main is like, yo, you should definitely marry him. But also, what about Will Turner, which is the boy that she saved? Also, I should mention her name is Elizabeth, which is cool. What a cool name. And she's like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I want to marry this Commodore. And it's honestly pretty rad. Also, I should mention that Will, he makes his own swords, but he presents it as if a master is making the swords and he's just here to sell it. Or else the royal people wouldn't buy it from him because he's poor. He's, that stuff. It's kind of like it's sad. But you know what's also sad? The fact that we get to introduce Captain Jack Sparrow. That isn't sad, actually. It's actually quite cool the way that he's introduced. Like, he's on top of this ship, and the ship is filling with water, and he has to, get the water out with a bucket, but then he rides to the dock, and the ship is, already sank. It's pretty much sank at this point. You only got the little, the T on top of the ship. That's the only thing that's visible. He's riding to shore on top of that. That was pretty cool. And then we also get to see he's walking on the dock like he has no boat. The people were like, yo, what are you doing? You gotta pay 1 shilling for boat storage. And there's barely a boat there. It's alright. 3, no name. Alright, he does not want to be known as Captain Jack Sparrow to a commoner. Let's forget about Jack Sparrow, shall we? Let's instead go to Elizabeth. She's at this cool promotional event for the Commodore, and she's pretty much in this really tight corset that her dad forces her to wear. and she cannot breathe. She makes a lot of point to make sure that you know she cannot breathe. She's by this ledge, and the Commodore is like, oh, I don't want to confess my feelings to you. I love you. She's like, I cannot breathe. I literally cannot breathe, and she falls over the side. And guess who's there? Captain Jack Sparrow. And he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go there and save her. He also has a couple of the British guards from when he was trying to steal a boat. And the British guards just kind of followed him there. Well, not followed, they like went on the boat with him. There's a pretty cool scene where he uses like, oh, the Black Pearl, and the guards are like, oh, the Black Pearl, and they like debate it within each other, and he uses that as a way to steal the boat, but then the guards are like, hey, you weren't quick enough. We're gonna be on the boat with you while you steal it. And so, he saves her, and as a result, you got a bunch of guns being pointed at him. You arrest this man, he's a pirate. But she's still suffering, so what he does, the no one thinks to do, which is to just like rip off the corset, because is not able to breathe, and now she's able to breathe, and you got, there's just like a whole thing of like, yes, Jack Sparrow rescued her, but he's also a pirate, so there's like, I don't know for sure. I don't know. Let's put him in jail. They put him in well, they do want to put him in jail, but you know what happens? He escapes. He runs. He's able to go very fast. He goes in like a zip line. I want to go zip lining. But also, what's super fun, he goes into like the blacksmith area. That's where William is. Hey, that's pretty neat. Jack Sparrow was like, alright, I gotta get these chains off. He prods the donkey with the hot iron, which sounds painful, by the way. This is animal cruelty. I do not stand by that. And he breaks the chains using the gear. There's a whole pulley system where he spins circle, gears go burr. And so, then you get William Turner appears. They have a whole sword fight. It's a really wonky sword fight. They're balancing on teeter-totters. They're heavy objects being put on the teeter-totters, so one goes vroom, and then they fight on top of, not the ceiling, but it's like those boards below the ceiling, but above the ground. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty wacky fight. And there was a sleeping man, happened to be Will's master. To end the fight, he smashes a bottle behind Jack Sparrow's head, and then the guards come in and capture him and put him away to the jail. Also, I should mention, this is very important. When Elizabeth fell into the water, there was the black medallion kind of, not the black, but it was a medallion with like black marks on it, kind of produced like a sound wave. And then, you know what happens after that? You get the Black Pearl ship. They're here. They're bombing away. Pow, pow, all the holes in the wall, all everywhere. You got some of his prisoner buddies. They were in a different cell. When they escaped, they're like, oh, you're very unfortunate. But it's like, at the same time, I think he's very unfortunate for staying indoors, where he's not being blasted by cannon fire. Instead, those prisoners probably got hit, probably got murder, death, killed. Rip those prisoners. But also, got a couple of people from the crew. They're coming down, and they're like, wow, it's Captain Jack Sparrow. I remember the island that we left you on. That was pretty rad. How did you escape? He's like, I'm not going to tell you, but here's a bargain. Please help me escape. They don't take it, of course. But you know what is fun instead? Will Turner comes up. He shows up. He's like, yo, they took Elizabeth. He loves Elizabeth, by the way. He's like, okay, I will help you escape if you get me to Elizabeth and help me get her. And so he helps him escape, and it's pretty rad. You got a bunch of bam bam cannon fire, but also what happened to Elizabeth? Well, she has the gold, and you get a bunch of the pirates from the Black Pearl. They see her with the gold. They're like, all right, we're gonna take you. She gives them a fake name, Elizabeth Turner, and so they take her. But that's actually William Turner's last name. So it's a fun situation that we got here. So they got her, and then you got William and Jack Sparrow going after her. Also, the most funnest thing ever, they go capture her. Man, I just love how they're able to finesse a ship from the Navy guards, because they steal a big ship, and the Navy guards are like, oh, we're gonna take our fastest ship and go get the big ship, and then they get the fastest ship and they go sail off. It's honestly pretty rad. They're going to Isles de Muerta. That's the island that the Black Pearl pirates are operating from. And they're like, all right, we're gonna go get her. And so the Black Pearl also takes her to that island, and they're about to get like a blood sacrifice. Here's some expo dump. They stole some gold. It's cursed to curse them to eternal life with no pleasure. And except for if they return all the gold and have some blood attached to that gold. And so they have her drop the gold, and it doesn't work. It doesn't fix her curse. It's like, oh boy, this isn't the right person. But also, at this point, you got Jack Sparrow and William Turner there. William Turner hits Jack Sparrow with an oar. He goes, bleh. And then also what happens is he goes to save her, and they're pretty much almost successful. But then they get to, the ship. Jack Sparrow gets captured again. How does that always happen? At one point, they have Jack Sparrow and Elizabeth on the boat. And you know what's awesome about that? They drop them off at the same islands. Jack Sparrow was abandoned at the first time. I love the reveal that this was Jack Sparrow's ship before, and now this crew is actually just abandoned him, pretty much. And so they do it again with the girl. And the girl is like, I'm gonna burn all of her stuff. And the Navy comes. She was right about the Navy just looking for her. They do see her. They do pick her up. And of course, they're very wary of Captain Jack Sparrow. But I love how Jack Sparrow's like, all right, Navy, here's what we're gonna do. You have an opportunity to seize the pirate. This is the Black Pearl pirate people. You got them. You can crush them up just like that. Come here. You can trust me. They're all right, let's do that. Let's do that plan. They're in little boats. You got a couple of people that are kind of like, oh, I don't know if he's telling the truth. But then Captain Jack Sparrow goes to the Black Pearl pirates, and he's like, yo, there's a whole fleet out there. You guys are undead. You can just kill them and have 2 ships. And so he pits them up against each other. It's pretty cool. There's a whole lot of battling, whole lot of fighting. We also get to see Jack Sparrow steals one of those medallions, and so becomes cursed and undead himself. And then he gives the medallion to William puts blood onto the medallions, makes everyone who is undead a person, and therefore they're surrendering under the navy of the British. And it's honestly like, wow, that was a pretty good power play. And then Jack Sparrow, for his efforts, is sent to be hung. Wow, they're so very ungrateful. Why? But anyway, they're like, oh, it's just the law. Ugh. But, is also there to help. William's there to, at the moment of the lever being pulled down and he goes to be hanged, William throws his sword, he stands on the sword while he battles everyone, and then he helps him escape, and he's like, alright, I'm gonna help him effectively becoming a pirate. And then Elizabeth is like, I'm going to be with William Turner. And so she does. And it's really cute. They kiss, and it's like, alright, what's going to happen next? I'm very excited to see what happens in the rest of the series. Pretty much, the movie ends in the monkey. You remember the monkey? Yeah, there was a monkey who stole one of the emolets and becomes undead. And so it's like, oh yeah, jump scare. That's the end of the movie. Man, I'm just like, I really like the cinematography, the acting coordination. Johnny Depp does really good. He's a really good actor. I like him a lot. And so the other actors are also really good too. And the colors very vibrant. And so I gotta give this movie a solid 8.2 out of 10. If you like that content, I have more content on patreon.com/ASCpresents. For $3 a month, you get some daily vlogs plus some extended mint salad sauce. For $5, you get to see me try on and review some clothes too. So that's pretty rad. It's called salad dressing. And then $20 a month, you get to request one movie review per 1 month. So go check out patreon.com/ASCpresents. If you want to see some fancy schmancy 18 plus adult content, go to this link tree on the screen. You can't click it, but you can look in the description where it's at. So go to this link tree right here. Until next time, I'm in salad. So I'll see y'all later, my salad croutons and bacon bits.